Okay, so then let's discuss today's topic. So this is all about Vritrasura's previous life. So he was actually a great king named Chitraketu. So Chitraketu was a king with 1 crore wives. 1 crore is 10 million. So, why did he have so many wives? Because he didn't have any kids. So he was marrying one woman after the other and making them his queens to hopefully get a child. But he was childless. But he was young, youthful. He was having a lot of health. He had a wonderful kingdom. The kingdom's name was Surasena, and he had nice subjects. Everybody was listening to his orders. Everything was under control, except he didn't have a child to propagate his heredity, and who he can pass on the kingdom after his death. So he was lamenting for his son, for a son who could become the next king. So you can see here, material world, though everybody has a problem, even the richest person who outwardly you think is very happy, but there is lamentation because in Bhagavad Gita the world is said to be dukkale shashvatam. So dukkale means a place of suffering. So nobody, not even a single person in this world is materially happy because there's always some suffering that comes after. So um, this chapter starts when Parikshit Maharaj is asking, how how come there is this demon became a devotee, right? About He's asking about the Vritrasura. How did he become a devotee? Because there are millions. Actually, there are 8 billion people on this world, billion. And out of those, all these people, there are only certain number of people who wants to follow rules, or others are just, living their daily lives without no, um, not wanting to follow dharma either. So, out of a very few of the innumerable souls in this world, they're like atoms itself. There are only a few who wants to do dharma. They are called karmis. So they want to do something good and they want to get nice reactions to what they do good. But they don't. That's the highest realization. But out of those karmis, there are certain gyanis who understand the knowledge of the Supreme Lord, and they want to um, they desire liberation. They don't want to live in this material world forever. They want to get out of this, but they only have the desire. And then there are vanaprasthis who actually who are liberated. So they don't have any attachments in this material world. So they are vanaprasthis. And then even out of those vanaprasthis, there are very few people who are actually understand liberation, and they attain perfection. They are sannyasis. Um, so and out of these sannyasis, there are only very few people who are actually devotees of the Lord, who actually want to love the Lord, and all they want is to serve the Lord. So you can see here the red spot. All of you must have studied set theory or the Venn diagram. So you see the small subset of people is devotees. So all of you are becoming devotees to it. So you are a privileged few, very unique in this world. You're very rare. Um, and the rest all, you're the cream of creams, actually. So, so this was Parikshit Maharaj's question. A devotee is so rare. So how did this demon become a devotee? So that's when Parikshit Maharaj starts describing the story of Chitraketu, who was the previous life of Vritrasura. So we just talked about Chitraketu. He was very happy with his material opulences, but he was very sad because he didn't have a kid. So that's when a great rishi known as Angira came there, and he was received very well by Chitraketu Maharaj. He respected him well, and he was very happy to see such a nice, humble person. But he saw that Chitraketu was sad, so he inquired of Chitraketu, "Why are you so sad?" Then he said, "Oh, I'm sad because I don't have a son or a child yet." Um, so Angira Rishi was very merciful and he performed a sacrifice. And from the sacrifice, the prasad came and he gave the prasad. He told um, uh, Chitraketu Maharaj, give it to your um, senior most wife, Kayadu. So Kayadu got the offerings from the sacrifice. Sorry, not Kayadu, Kritadyuti. So Kritadyuti is the name of the eldest wife of the 1 crore wives of Chitraketu, or 10 million wives. There's a Kritadyuti got the offerings of the sacrifice, and he said, and Angira Rishi said, who Kritadyuti will get a son within 1 year. So with time, Kritadyuti became pregnant, and she gave birth to a baby boy, and everybody in the kingdom was so happy. Um, and only only the rest of the wives were not happy because they couldn't get a son. Only one queen got the son. Rest of the 9,999,000 um, 999 wives, they were very, very sad because the king was now spending most of the time with Kritadyuti and her son and neglecting the other wives. So they hatched a plan that this is not right. So this is what envy does to a person. Um, eh, though they were nice people, because they became really envious of the one queen, they decided that they have to do something, and they decided that they will kill that little boy. It's unimaginable crime, but all of them thought this is the best course of action to get the attention of their husband, Chitraketu. Um, so this is what we can learn from this is always make sure our thoughts are good. If we think enviously wanting to harm somebody, that thoughts becomes words, and the words becomes actions, and the action becomes a habit, and the habit becomes our character. So we got to make sure our thoughts are good, and the only way to make sure our thoughts are good is to become Krishna conscious, because Krishna consciousness means what thinking, feeling, and willing. That's our consciousness. So are we thinking of Krishna? Are we desiring to serve Krishna? Are we feeling love for Krishna? So all this constitutes consciousness. So if you have a material consciousness, this is where it'll lead you. So all the co-wives contrived, and they got some poison and fed it to the little kid, and the kid was sleeping. So Mother Kritadyuti did not know. She thought the son is sleeping too long. Why hasn't he woken up? So she sent her maidservant, and when the maidservant went and looked at the child's eyeballs were rolled upwards, and she understood that the child had died. And the maidservant started crying loudly, um, understanding the child was dead. And at that point, Kritadyuti came running to the room, and she fainted. She lost her consciousness just to the thought of her son passing away. And then Chitraketu came there, and he saw that his son had passed away, and he also lost all his composure, and he fainted. And because they were thinking the son was their biggest happiness. Now, Angira Rishi, when he had blessed them to have a son, also said to them that this son will give you happiness and sadness. And at that time, Chitraketu had thought maybe the son will grow up to be a very uh, spoiled kid, not listening to me, and not following orders. But he never knew the son would die so early in his life. So actually, the he had named the son Harsha Shoka. So Harsha means happiness, Shoka means sadness. So actually, Harsha Shok had died, and Chitraketu couldn't couldn't come to terms with the reality that his son had died. And Kritadyati, when she regained consciousness, she was like, "Oh, um, how how can Providence do this to me? How can the son die before the father? This is very cruel." And she was even cursing the Supreme Lord for this happening. And at that time, Angira Rishi and Narada Muni, they came as disguised. They came as two Brahmanas, and Chitraketu, seeing them, he paid his obeisances, and Narada and Angira Rishi was trying to convince them that the the soul has left the body, and we are all in this lifetime we are all related, but in the next nice time lifetime we may not be related. So you don't have to lament so much. And he was giving all these instructions, and Chitraketu Maharaj started to understand that he shouldn't be lamenting so much, because he had asked for a material benediction from Angira Rishi. So they revealed that it is Angira and Narada who came, and Chitraketu Maharaj um, was feeling better when he understood the spiritual knowledge that we are not the body, but we are the soul, and this is not a permanent thing. And he explained that it's just like a dream. In a dream, what happens in a dream, we don't we don't have anything to do with the dream while we are awake. Only while we are sleeping, we have the dream. We have some relatives. We are having some problems there. But when we wake up again, again it's gone. There is no reason to lament about a dream, right? Like if something bad happens in a dream, we don't worry about it once we wake up. So similarly, um, before we are born into this world, we don't we, nothing, none of the things that are happening in this life affected us. So in this life, it's affecting us, but when we die, it doesn't affect us anymore. So out of these three states, something that affects us in these three states are more important. So before we were born, while we were born, and after we die, the only thing that's most important relationship is that with God, and that is the permanent relationship we need to have. So giving all this wonderful knowledge to Chitraketu, he was able to overcome his sorrow. And Narada Muni even brought the son back to life. And he said, please, continue as a child and become a king. And the child said, oh, why did you bring me back into this body? I have been in many bodies. I have been animal body, demigod body, now in a human body. I don't want to continue in this human body. I have to go to a better place. And so then that consoled everybody, even the others who were lamenting, including Kritadyuti and the others. And at this time, the co-wives of Kritadyuti were also crying. They were acting as if they were crying. But then um, when all these happened, they also wanted to atone for their bad things they did, and they went to the Yamuna River and started doing austerities to atone for their bad act of poisoning the child. So, um, this is just an illustration of like all of us together are just like sand particles that are together for a few moments, right? And then when the wind comes, the sand particles in the desert are separated out. Um, so that's an analogy that Narada Muni and Angira Rishi gives. Um, so everything is controlled by the Supreme Lord. Um, So everything that happens in this material world is a temporary situation. It's just like a dream. Um, yeah, and everything that happens is through the Lord's energy, and the Lord commands it. So material elements are jiva is and jiva is eternal. These designations that we have, that I'm an Indian, I um, I am a Hindu. All those are imaginations, and because our true identity is that we are a soul, and all the other identity is just temporary. That's why if you go to ISKCON, everybody is welcome. It's not like only Hindus or only Indians, or you see that all nationalities, uh, all are welcome because everybody is seen as the soul trying to go back home, back to Godhead, and understand about the Supreme Lord. So then Chitraketu glorifies Narada Muni and Angira Rishi for all the wonderful knowledge he got. And Narada Muni initiates Chitraketu Maharaj. So Narada Muni becomes his spiritual master, and he gives him a mantra that if he chants, he for 7 days he would he would actually see the Lord face to face. So this is such a the mantra is so powerful that Chitraketu Maharaj just took shelter of the a mantra, and he was able to see the Supreme Lord Sankarshan. So Sankarshan is uh, Lord Balramji. So the Lord expands into a Chakra Vyuha or a four. So Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Anuruddha, and Sankarshan. So Sankarshan is an expansion of Lord Balram, and he's praying to Lord Balramji, and he actually saw Balramji within 7 days. So we see here how the holy names of the Lord is so powerful. And Prabhupada has given us this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This mantra is so powerful that we can see God ourselves if we pray sincerely every day. So similar mantra was given, and Chitraketu Maharaj, because he was a great devotee and he was focused completely within 7 nights, he saw Lord Sankarshan. So Lord Sankarshan has blue garments. His body is uh, white, just like they say the fibers of the lotus. So you open the lotus, the inside you can see fibers. It's white. So the body complexion is described as the white fibers of a lotus, and then he is wearing these wonderful ornaments. And Chitraketu Maharaj was given the blessing that he will be the ruler of the Vidyadhara, king of the Vidyadhara planets. So you see here how Chitraketu Maharaj got this wonderful blessing. Um, so let's move on because we don't have much time. So Chitraketu Maharaj, um, once he achieved the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he was flying in a plane. Um, um, he was flying in a plane from the Vidyadhara planets, and he saw. So you see here, there's a plane. This plane is where Chitraketu Maharaj was flying with all his, you know, uh, personalities from the Vidyadhara planet. And when he saw Lord Shiva addressing all the wonderful rishis and his followers. You see Narada Muni is also here. Um, and he saw that Mother Parvati was sitting on Lord Shiva's lap. So Chitraketu Maharaj was slightly proud that he saw the Supreme Lord, and he felt that he should say something. So he said it in a very uh, he said it loud. He said that Lord Shiva is a great renunciate, but yet look at him. He's sitting with his wife on his lap in front of everybody. It's okay to be close to your wife in solitude, but in front of everybody, just see how this Lord Shiva is sitting. Yet he is such a great devotee. So Chitraketu was just making a comment like that. So there was slight tinge of pride there. So Mother Parvati was not happy that he said such a thing, and he said, "Oh, you think you are a great person? I curse you that you would be born as a demon." And that's how Chitraketu was born as Vritrasura. And we discussed the Vritrasura pastime before. And this is how Parikshit Maharaj described about the previous birth of Vritrasura. And um, and it was actually a Chitraketu Maharaj. And Chitraketu, actually, once he got cursed, he came down from his plane and he took obeisances of Mother Parvati and Lord Shiva. And he said, "Thank you so much. Because whatever curse that comes, it's due to my own karma, and it is not your or my fault. And I embrace the curse you gave me, and all he says is, I want to serve the Lord, and I'm willing to take your curse." And he left. And Lord Shiva was so happy to see the devotees of the Supreme Lord, how they don't take take any situation with happiness or sorrow. They just take it as service, and um, they just want to serve the Lord. So Lord Shiva praises Chitraketu. And so some people might say, "Oh, is Chitraketu like Daksha, who was insulting Lord Shiva?" But Daksha was not, Chitraketu was not like Daksha. Daksha respected Shiva. He was trying to make a comment so that others will not misunderstand Lord Shiva. But again, since there was a slight tinge of pride, he got the curse. But he's always respectful, and he came and paid obeisances. And Mother Parvati was astonished to see how nice Chitraketu was able to take a very reverse situation and handle it so well. So Lord Shiva praises the devotees of Lord Krishna or Narayan, and that's when um, Chitraketu was born as Vritrasur. Now we conclude that pastime, and then there is a discussion about how Mother Diti had cursed, had sons called Maruts, and how did they go to the Devatas, and how did they go to become the Devas? Because the sons of the Aditi is the Devas, who are the heavenly personalities who serve the Lord, or who um, who are not demoniac. So the opposite people are the sons of Diti, and there were these 49 sons of Diti. So this is the next question by Parikshit Maharaj to Sukadev Goswami, and that question gets answered by uh, by um, by Sukadev Goswami in the last chapter, last two chapters of this canto. So, Diti, so how did that happen was the question. So Diti, she had two sons, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, and those were both killed by Lord Vishnu as Varahadev killed Hiranyaksha and Narasimhadev killed Hiranyakashipu. And these both were to protect Indra. So Indra is a descendant of Aditi, so not Diti. So Diti, but the husbands are the same. The Kashyapa Muni is the husband of Diti and Aditi. So Diti was very angry that her sons got killed, but the other co-wives son, Indra, is always getting protection. So she vowed that she's going to kill Indra. And what she did was she started praying to or taking care of her husband so well. Kashyapa Rishi is a great devotee of the Lord, and he's very saintly. And this Diti his wife started serving him so well, very humble, taking care of his all his spiritual activities, and serving him such that Diti became in good favor with Kashyapa Rishi. And Kashyapa Rishi wanted to reward Diti for her wonderful service. So he asked her, "What do you want? You have been serving me so well. What can I do for you? I can give you any benediction." And she said, "I want a son who can kill Indra." And Kashyapa Rishi was so thinking, "Oh, how did I fall for my wife's wishes?" Uh, you know. Um, it is such a demoniac wish to kill somebody. But initially, she was serving me so well, so he couldn't understand his wife's consciousness or what she really want. But now he has to give that benediction. So, great rishis, they have a way to redeem a situation. So he was thinking, he's very intelligent. So he came up with a plan that would purify his wife Diti and also Indra. And what is that plan? Anybody who is asked to pray or worship the Supreme Lord, they become purified. So he came up with this plan called why don't you take this vrata or austerity um, um, to serve the Lord called Pumsavana Vrata. This Pumsavana Vrata or vow is for 1 year, if you follow it, you will get a son who can kill Indra. If you don't follow it correctly, you will get a son who is the friend of Indra. So he gave this instructions to his wife, and the wife was like, "Oh, definitely, I'm going to do this Vrata so well." So there were a lot of injunctions on that Vrata. You shouldn't sleep at the wrong time. You should always keep your body clean, and then um, you got to respect others so well. You got to serve others. So there are so many rules for this. So she was following all these rules. Um, and while she was trying to observe this Vrata, Indra himself came to Diti's ashram and he said, "I want to serve you and I'll bring you firewood. I'll make sure, all your things happen in good time." But Indra was actually waiting for an opportunity to find out if she was doing something wrong in her practice. So he actually found that um, um, Diti did not wash her mouth after eating, and she went to sleep um, during the time where she should be praying. And at that time, he said, "Oh, I found out a good plan. Now I'm going to get in into the womb of Diti. She didn't follow the vows well, so I'm going to kill this little fetus that's in the womb so that he doesn't come out and kill me. So this Indra goes and cuts the embryo into seven, and then he saw that these seven they became um when he cut it into seven, all of the seven became seven kids. And they were all praying and saying, "Oh, Indra, don't harm us." And he said, "Oh, these guys are not dying." And he cut each of the seven into seven each. And then actually they became 49, and they all said, "Please don't kill us." Um, and We are your brothers. Um, so Indra said, "Oh, if you're my brothers, then I won't kill you." So then Diti actually woke up and she gave birth to 49 kids, and she wanted to know what happened. And Indra came out and told her the entire story of what happened, um, and she lost her vengeance for Indra because she got 49 kids. And Indra said, "I'm going to take my brothers and and take them to the heavenly planets, and they can live as devatas with me." So Diti was very happy. So her anger and vengeance went away, and so we see how great Kashyapa was able to purify Diti with associating her to the Supreme Lord, Narayan and Lakshmi, and following that, they became great devotees. Okay, that concludes the class for today. Now we can do our Kahoot quiz. There's 16 questions. Any questions from you before we start? Okay, the game pin is 4040895. Oh, looks like Santosh ji is back. Radha Chaitra ji, welcome. Nitin ji has joined. I'm not sure who is iPhone. Um, I don't know if it's Karthik ji or she dropped because we ran a little late. Okay, Meenakshi ji has joined. So can we start? Anybody needs more time? All right. The 16th question. Who was Vritrasura in his previous life? Indra, Kashyapa, Angira, Chitraketu. Yes. Yes, Chitraketu Maharaj. Okay. What is the rarest person in all of mankind? Devotees of Lord Krishna, Jnani, Sannyasis, Karmis. Yes, the correct answer is devotees of the Lord. So we drew a subset, right? And um, so there are a lot of karmis. Out of karmis, there are certain jnanis. Out of jnanis, there are certain vanaprasthis, and out of vanaprasthis, there are some sannyasis. And out of sannyasis, there are great devotees of the Lord. And so devotees are the most rarest. Okay. Third question. How many wives did Chitraketu king of Surasena have? 100,000, 1 lakh, 1 million, 10 lakhs, 10 million, or 1 crore, 1 billion, or 100 crores? Yes, the correct answer is 10 million or 1 crore. So in the US, we say 10 million. In India, the term used is 1 crore for the same amount. Um, okay, fourth question. Why was Chitraketu lamenting even after marrying so many wives and having all opulences? Stress, fear of attack, no children, unhealthy. Yes, he didn't have any children. Good job. Okay, who conducted a sacrifice to bless Chitraketu with a son? Angira Rishi, Narada Muni, Vashishta, Brihaspati. Yes, Angira Rishi. Okay, which among Chitraketu's queens received the blessing to have a son? Kritadyuti, Draupadi, Kunti, Gandhari. Yes, all of you got that right. Very good. Okay. Who killed the son of Chitraketu and Kayadu? Oh, sorry, it's Kritadyuti. Angira, maidservants, other wives of Chitraketu, commander-in-chief. Actually, it is the other wives. They are the 9,999,999 wives. They came up with a plan to kill the little boy because they were not getting the king's attention. That's what envy can do. Okay, who gave Chitraketu the mantra to see the Supreme Lord Sankarshan? Angira Rishi, Shukracharya, Vishwamitra, Narada. Yes, Narada Muni gave this special mantra and he was able to see Lord Sankarshan. What analogy does Narada and Angira use to give knowledge to Chitraketu? Comparing his current life to a temporary dream, comparing his dead son to a dead elephant, comparing his family to Lord Shiva's family, comparing his wives as Rakshasas. So it is actually comparing him, his life to a temporary dream. We discuss about the woken up state, like before we go to sleep, and during sleep we have a dream, right? So that's similar to the life we are having. So sufferings are temporary. What planet did Chitraketu become the ruler of? Brahmaloka, Tapaloka, Janakaloka, Vidyadharaloka. Yes, Vidyadharaloka. So the Lord made him the king there. He gave him a big plane that he can fly around. Who cursed Chitraketu for his comments on Lord Shiva and Parvati? Sankarshan, Parvati, Shiva, Narada. Yes, Mother Parvati cursed him. Chitraketu was lamenting because Parvati cursed him to be born as a demon. True or false? Yes, Chitraketu was not lamenting. He took it as a blessing because after he died as Vritrasura, he went back home back to Godhead. So it was actually a great blessing. Okay, what was the benediction that Diti asked of Kashyapa? Son to kill Indra, son to become ruler of the world, son who is Supreme Lord, son who is a sage. So a right answer is son to kill Indra. What was Kashyapa's plan to purify his wife Diti? Teach her the scriptures, make her perform austerity to please Lakshmi Narayan, make her perform Ashtanga yogic postures, make her fast until son was born. Yes. No, he made her in touch with the Lord, Supreme Lord, who purifies all bad desires. How long did Kashyapa instruct Diti to perform Pumsavana Vrata? 1 year, 1 week, 1 month, 1 day. Yeah, year. So while she was pregnant, he told her to do these austerities of Pumsavana Vrata. Okay, last question for today. How many kids were born to Diti who came to be known as the Maruts? 1, 7, 14, 49. Very good. 49. So the third place goes to Radha Chaitra ji. Second place goes to Nitin ji. And first place goes to Santosh ji. Very good. Awesome. All of you who played are winners today. And thank you so much for joining and giving your association. And see you all next week. Hopefully, you're enjoying Srimad Bhagavatam. These stories you don't hear usually unless you learn Bhagavatam. So, all of you are learning the wonderful stories of Bhagavatam. And thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, I think we met. I think Poonam Mataji's house, and
Oh,
I
yes.
haven't get a chance to join you guys. How do
Yes.
I get this? The information if I were to read it on my own time.
Oh, the Srimad Bhagavatam? Uh,
Yes.
yes, Srimad Bhagavatam is available. You can buy the books. There are 12 cantos. And or if you want to just search online, there's something called Veda Base.
Okay. Okay.
And here you can see Srimad Bhagavatam, and all the cantos are listed here.
Okay. All right. So the one you are showing for the kids, I wanted to like show it to my daughter or something. So that is not. Is there something available to see online, or is it?
Oh, yeah. So this I have made like a PowerPoint.
I
Um,
see that. Yeah, it's
yes,
beautiful.
yes. So I made these PowerPoint from Gauranka Darshan Prabhu's class. I can share this link with you, Prabhu. And
Okay, okay, that'd be great if you can, do
yes,
that.
yes,
That can be a lot helpful.
yes, definitely. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hari Bol.
Very well.